You're playing the hungry hippo game at the dinner table.
Yeah. Well, and we're both hungry because I've been trying to eat less so that I lose weight.
Yeah. You should actually do that though, and like pick them up and put chicken like in the middle of the table, and like get some neighborhood kids involved. Other parents can come. And you can each hold the kid up like a pool cue and just like and just go for the chicken.
Yeah. See who gets the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you tired of ordinary breakfasts? Bored of toast with just butter?
Yeah.
Well, it's time to revolutionize your mornings with the creamy, chocolatey magic of Nutella.
Ooh.
Because why settle for plain when you could have a paradise in a jar? Nutella isn't just a spread. Oh, no. It's an experience. It's a lifestyle. It's like a warm hug from a cocoa tree wrapped in blankets of hazelnuts, kissed by the morning sun. Look at him. Do you see that? That's the look of a man who just realized he's been living in the dark ages of breakfast. Until now, Nutella, for those who dare to live decadently. I almost said defiantly, which would have worked too.
It would have worked too.
Why should adults have all the fun? Nutella is for kids too. It's like a chocolatey rocket ship to Flavor Town, blasting off directly to happiness. Even Grandma knows Nutella is timeless. She's been around the block, seen it all, and guess what? She knows what's good. Nutella. Because ordinary toast just isn't enough. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Side effects may include an unstoppable craving for more Nutella, may cause intense feelings of joy and contentment, consult your taste buds for further advice, and may cause a black ring around your tub when you put your son into it after he's eaten Nutella.
Did you call your grandma a whore during that ad read? Just curious.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay,
I would like.
It was slipped in there like she did a lot, I'm sure. And I was a little confused there.
I would like to phone a friend.
Okay, go ahead. Phone your friend.
Bring, 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 bring.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, I think I might be in some trouble here. You've picked up that law degree, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I've been a lawyer before.
Great. So, what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to write up like a defamation case against this guy, because I'm pretty sure I just called my grandma a whore, but nobody else needs to know that.
Well, I mean, to really help me through this, was she?
Which one?
I mean, were they both? I don't know. Did they turn tricks together? Or what's up?
I mean, look, Alabama, it's a wild,
this phone call
place.
Ends here.
Look.
Yeah,
I really need you to step up on this.
Okay,
I need you, man.
Can I sit down while I do this, or do I have to step up?
I would prefer if you stepped up. There will be no sitting.
Okay. We gotta get rid of the chairs. Okay.
Yeah. Just get rid of all the chairs. Just throw them all away.
Okay, cool. Can we open the windows first, or just smash them through?
I think you can open the windows. It might be a little cold, which may help actually to get this done quicker.
Okay, yeah. Not to take up more time on. I assume you're recording a podcast or something right now. You know, and this whole bit is taken away from a lot of the show and stuff. But how was your day today?
Yeah, man, it was so great. It was really good up until I actually got emails that made me actually have to go and do work, which...
yeah, you were back at work today, weren't you, man?
I've been back at work since Monday, and
wow.
I'm just not all about it.
I'm really sorry you're having to go through that right now.
Yeah. I actually had a friend of mine, he called me, I mean, not to take up more time, but I mean, who cares about this podcast anyway? He wanted me to jump onto Star Citizen with him, and I couldn't, and it broke my heart a little bit inside.
Yeah. And I bet he still had a pretty good time, though.
I bet he did. I bet he did. Hopefully we'll get an update of that on the pack. I gotta go.
Sorry. So I gotta go throw some chairs out the window.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Talk to you later. Say hi to your grandma for me.
You. Yeah, we'll do it. What? That was weird. Sorry, guys.
Is your phone call done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What isn't done is this episode of Just Some Gamers. Hey,
but you may wish it were.
I sure do. I hate myself. Welcome everyone into episode 134 of Just Some Gamers. I'm ELMMERFUDD here, and joining me as always, is the effervescent Russ.
Just every time, man, every time I hear your voice, every time I see your bearded, cuddly face, Venerable ELMMERFUDD, I just want to kiss it.
Well, why don't you get over here and kiss it right now? There, come on. Don't tease me like that. I was trying to think of more ways to like just make everything last longer at the beginning here, not get to anything. So they just sit there awkwardly.
We totally could.
We absolutely, well, because it's fun. Because like, you know, so one of these individuals here is just being so patient, but the other one is just like crying, laughing, and like coughing and falling out of his chair. And I kind of like, it's fun to do this to them when you can't look at them, right? But like being able to watch it in real time, it's so tough not to just lean into it more.
I feel like this is a great visual bit for our listeners.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So only the people who actually watch the VOD will then get the full experience of what is actually happening here.
Yeah. Blind people love our podcast.
Do they really?
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
So we hit the Egypt demographic and we hit the blind.
And we hit the blind people. Yeah. That's what I've seen at least. So,
I mean, who else do you need, really?
Speaking of that, though, this happened the other day, Russ. I know you'll appreciate this. If you recall, a while back, there was a time when I would accidentally say things out loud to people on my route, such as an old person, where I accidentally told him he's probably going to die soon. That's a story. I had a gentleman in a wheelchair come up to me the other day.
Oh no!
On my route, and asked if I'd been to his house yet. And without thinking at all, I go, I don't think about. I've been walking around a lot today, and I was like, no, I don't think I've been there yet. And then I had to stroll away. It was a moment.
I mean, in your defense, it probably only made it worse that you found it weird that you said that I've been walking around a lot today.
Well, yeah,
luckily, he was probably like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, he probably didn't think about it. But luckily it was internal. I didn't like get on one knee at his eye level and hold his hand. It's like, hey, man, I'm really sorry about that comment. That would have made it way worse.
That sounds like a stand-up guy.
It so much
better. All right. Anyway, should we do this, Russ?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess. We haven't had guests in so long.
Should we finally let them talk?
There's a smooth, fluid, transitional way to do this. And there's the way I'm going to do this. We have a couple guests with us this week, folks. For a topic such as this, also many weeks of just being Russ. No one wants to just listen to us forever, except our lovely Egypt people and the blind. But hailing from the Blueberry Lounge, also Power World Podcast, we have Mr. N8iv Raider. Hey. Also from the D&D games.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Hey. How you doing, bud? Hey.
I'm fantastic. Thank you guys for having me on. It's going to be a fun show.
Hell yeah, dude.
I already know because you guys are on it, you know? So it's always fun with you guys.
Your face has just elevated us to such a degree. It's so handsome. Hey. Dude, when we're playing D&D, the amount of times I get distracted just looking at that streak of gray and it's just perfectly positioned in the beard right there. Honestly, it does things to me.
The streak's going really away, bro. Because it's filling in everywhere now.
Oh.
You know?
Well, then you just got to get one streak of black.
Yeah, then I'll start dyeing it once it's like silver fox and then just one streak of black.
Yeah.
Little
there you go.
Little inverted colors.
Ooh,
then you just need the one notch in your eyebrow.
Yeah, I still want like a super awesome scar from something.
Dude,
yeah.
You know, I am glad that you've said that because that is honestly like every time I make a character, every time they always have that one scar that just goes around that's like real gnarly. It's badass. Like
I love that scar.
That is the sexiest scar that there is.
We'll go on a hike, not for the sole purpose of me throwing you into a den of something. Just for nature walk. No alternative motive.
Alternative?
Yep.
What's an alternative motive?
So it's another motive where you throw them into turtles. Yeah.
See, I thought it had something to do with turds.
Well, it's turtle turds.
Turtle turds. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I
People
just
get really confused with that Christmas Carol. It's not turtle doves. It's turtle turds.
turtle turds.
Yeah, which is a really terrible thing to get someone for Christmas.
Well, and I mean, why is it in a what is it?
Take your time.
In a pear tree? Yeah, it's a pear tree, right?
Yeah. Why are people throwing turtle turds
Turtle doves and a
at an orange
partridge in
tree?
a pear tree. Right. Well,
It's a weird
okay.
time.
So here's a question. Like,
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about this,
Uh-huh.
are all those birds in one tree?
Beef just gave us the wrap it up signature, so I think it's multiple trees,
Okay.
actually. Maybe we
Okay.
should go through and count each tree individually and how many birds are in each one.
I think so. So we've got a partridge in a pear tree.
That's one tree.
We've got two turtle doves. And I
turtle
guess I
doves.
guess it couldn't be talking about everything in one tree because you have the 5 golden rings, but then you have like which could be in the tree, but then you have like 12 drummers drumming.
Those aren't birds, though, you know?
Well, I know, but you couldn't also put them in the tree.
That's true. I'd have to be a pretty big ass tree. Maybe it's a redwood.
Oh, maybe it's like a one of those elven tree villages.
Oh yeah, where they make cookies and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like Ewoks, they're just like the Ewok village.
I feel like
And really,
two turtle
the
doves
11
would
lords
not
of
have
leaping.
defeated the Empire. I'm just saying.
Well, what they're doing is like 11 lords of leaping. They're really on the spit because Ewoks they eat people, right?
Yeah.
So
Real? Ewoks.
go back and watch the movie. They're putting them on a spit and then they're turning them over a fire. They're getting ready to eat these people.
Or that's hospitality, bro. That's like a
Yeah, maybe that's how
sauna,
they sleep.
almost like, you know?
Yeah.
This is how we
It's a
worship our
cold-
gods.
Yeah, it's a cold planet.
Yeah.
Indoor.
Closer. Exactly. Amen. The closer out of the fire, further you are from harm.
Isn't indoor? I thought indoor was like a rainforest. Is it a cold planet?
Well,
I get.
indoor
I guess
usually
it would
it's
have
warmer.
poles.
Outdoor would probably be colder. Yeah.
I guess it probably has seasons, right? I mean, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Could you imagine?
I've never been around a moon that had trees on it, because it is the forest. It's the forest moon of Endor, so it might have a whole separate name.
Well, and then could you imagine snow walks? Right, just little Yeti,
Just little
Ewoks walking around.
Snow walks. Yeah. Huh. I'd be down for that. Anyway, we have another guest here, I guess, supposedly.
We do.
Surprise guest. I'm going to bring him into the call now. Could you imagine? I just bring someone else in.
Right in front of you. Just slip him in right in front of you.
Also from, well, not today, apparently, the Pal World podcast, because he had to be a dad, I guess. It's Beef.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're great, buddy. How are you doing? I'm sorry you had to sit there and wait as Native just went on and on and on and just it didn't let us get to you.
My anxiety, dude, I'm quite literally sweating from how much my anxiety has
I understand why Fluffy did that to me like a month ago now, because that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that watching your face as you tortured me, you progressively got more and more excited.
Oh yes.
And Russ managed to just play it off the whole time. Meanwhile, Native, I know his face. I deal with his ass every week. So I know he's trying to egg me on too. But no, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to be here.
Of course.
And hopefully I don't cough as much as Russ.
No one can. You'll be all right. Actually, I don't think he's coughed. Have you coughed and I just didn't notice it?
Not yet.
I've coughed a little, but it's mostly been because my throat was dry. I will say, Beef, the reason that I was able to play it off is because most of the time I legitimately was forgetting that we were progressively putting you off. So it wasn't as much intentional on my part as just part of my natural state of being.
That's true. Yeah.
Russ is just like, oh yeah, well he's not there.
You got to remember, it's so easy for him to tangent.
And I love that.
Yeah. You just mentioned something. He's there. Like whether he forgets it's a bit in the first 3 seconds.
Yeah. I love the tangents. They're tangential.
Tangential. Do you ever tan dance?
Can a tan dance dance if a tan dance can dance dance?
Can you say that again?
It could leave your friends behind.
Can a tan dance if a tan dance can dance tan?
Hey, your accent came through there for a second. Look at that.
Dance.
Dance. Can I dance? Listen here to dance. I don't know what I'm fucking doing, folks. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But I am not prepared for this show.
Well, usually we have like 8 things we get through before we even get to the main topic, but like, I don't know. Do we have anything before we get there, or do we just dive in?
I have something that I could add. Like if we really want to prolong this a little bit.
We've prolonged enough. Let's if it's something that interests you, I don't really want to. Does that make sense?
No. It does kind of.
Okay, good. Well, I do want to ask though. The old Pal World podcast, right? Mr. Beef is now a part of it. How's that going? I know you guys had like an update recently. It's not a game I've jumped into yet. But as every other podcast in the world shits on you guys for playing it, this is your time to shine.
I think that's only really one. I think that's really only one. I mean, let's be honest. It's because I pester them a lot.
That's true.
When it first came out.
But they also deserve it.
Yeah, I troll. It's one of the gifts that I was given, and it's a great thing.
I'm going to name 2 games real quick, and you tell me which one of them are still going, okay? Pal World, okay, and Black Flag.
Ouch.
Oh, that was a plot twist. Pal World.
Pal World. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was not prepared for that, but okay.
Assassin's Creed. I don't know. Never played them. Never liked them.
Oh,
really?
I think you just started a fight, Native. Buckle up.
Hot takes.
Kind of boring, to be honest.
It depends on which one we're talking about. I could definitely see where you could get lost in the weeds, but like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, great game. Great game.
I only tried the pirate one. That was the only one I ever
really
touched.
And that was one you had a hard time with.
Black Flag.
It was Black.
It was.
I love how you guys try to make sense of me comparing a game from 2013, and you guys were like, "Yeah, no, that makes total sense." You just went with it. I love that.
100%, bro.
Dude, if honestly, you say it's like gospel as far as I'm concerned.
For some reason in my head, I got Black Flag and Skull and Bones mixed up.
Yeah, that's kind of why I did it.
And that's what I found hilarious is because Skull and Bones was dead on arrival.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Power World's still going strong though.
Hell yeah, dude! Tell me about it.
That's the one that dropped, and it's had a massive island, a bunch of new pals, a bunch of new tech, a bunch of new stuff, and this is still pre the 1.0 version. So as much as it has into it, it's impressive, man. Like they still have a lot of stuff to work on as far as server issues, bugs, things like that. What you would expect for an early game, especially as massive it is. But it's fun, man. It's still going strong. I just saw the community manager. I obviously follow that guy named Bucky, and he just had posted out. I think that was the 23rd of December. 200,000 players online on Steam. That's not including console or anything like that.
That's
so
awesome.
It's still got a strong following.
Absolutely.
That's obviously right after the drop of the update, so everybody's jumping back into it, starting to get more hype again. And it's going to go through its lulls, obviously, being an early access game.
Exactly. Have they said anything about when like the official launch is?
No, they had an early roadmap, but it didn't have no specific dates.
Okay.
So.
But still, I mean, as long as you're getting updates every so often, they add to it, you have stuff to do, people are going to come back.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And it's new stuff. It's not recycled content like a game that rhymes with schmess to me. It's kind of crazy.
What are you talking about? If you bring content from the first game over to the second game, it's new content.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Haven't you ever played Call of Duty?
Fair point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Shots fired.
Multiple shots fired.
Yeah, Ubisoft and Activision are. I can side with Call of Duty though. Like I feel like it is the same game over and over and over again. That they're just like, hey, we're gonna do this little twist to it, and everybody's gonna buy it, and we're gonna sell hundreds of thousands of copies, and everybody's like, yeah, give it to me, and I'm like, Isn't this the same game that came out like 3 years ago?
Just like Madden every year.
Oh yeah.
Just because you update the rosters, update the rosters,
Yep.
add a few little tweaks, maybe some cool new music at the intro. But I mean, other than that, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I heard
for how long, bro? How long has Madden been going on?
FIFA's a big one, but I heard like the new one, they upped like same thing. They updated some names, but like half the game was broken. And it was just like, but it's the same game. Like, how did you release it broken? I don't understand.
Apparently, that's been a pretty consistent thing with those kinds of games lately, where they're just trash, but people buy it.
Yeah, FIFA, you're trash.
I don't think it's
I've
FIFA
never
anymore,
played that.
though.
Is FIFA big in Egypt?
Yeah, we've just
Probably.
lost our Egypt
Crap.
audience.
FIFA, I love you so much. FIFA Las Vegas.
I still think Fudd and we need to jump into your guys' server on Pow World and play it a little bit, and then we need to do like a combined show where we
got
talk
slots for you
about
guys.
Pow World.
I'm
Slots in
really,
the private server.
I'm really glad you put me into that, Russ. I'm glad you did that.
We've talked about this before. Don't act like this is a new thing to you.
It is. It is. It's. I've never heard of this before. You just told me. It's weird now.
Yeah, it's great when you.
I will say. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's great when you do. So I've learned my lesson the hard way because I've done that to, I believe, you, Fudd, when you've been streaming, where I ask you a question, and it's like, I shouldn't have asked that question while he's live because that's not fair.
Oh no,
He doesn't really have a choice.
Me and Russ have talked
Well,
about
no.
it. I was just being a bitch.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
There's a strong chance you guys are gonna get sucked into the game though. Like, especially
what I'm worried
early
about.
on, brand
Yeah.
new to it, you're gonna sink hours, bro. Like, it's
I'm so
one of those
nervous.
one of those kinds.
I love survival games, and they're games that I can play pretty consistently for a long time. So I would not be surprised, even though I'm not super sold on like the using pets for like the majority of your combat and things like that. But I will give it a try.
I will say to touch on that. When it comes to using the pals as the majority of your combat, that's a choice you can make. You don't necessarily
really?
have to.
Oh, I did not
Like,
know that.
Oh,
They-
I use a lot of rockets.
Yes. Yes, you can use rockets down to a baseball bat. So, or you could just punch them if you want.
I'm down for a
it's your
bat.
call. Yeah, so it's with the game though, like once you get to those later boss fights, like the raid bosses, you typically end up using your character is your primary damage. Yes, your
Damage.
pals are there, but they're usually there for supplemental things such as boosting your stats or giving you an
Okay.
increased damage of this type or whatever.
Okay, that
now
actually
lower
changes
levels?
everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, lower levels, your pals can be very integral to actually accomplishing things. They can make a big difference as you're progressing through the
Sure.
game, helping you do this thing, that thing. They're a big thing for movement, like just getting you around the map. But you don't necessarily have to depend on the pals. Now, are you going to keep them in your party because they have different passive abilities or different specific situation abilities that'll help you? Sure. But you don't have to have them all the time.
That actually makes it a lot more likely that I'll enjoy it then. Because I don't like it where you're the secondary to your companions. Like Conan Exiles kind of did that. And
Russ
that
likes to be the
kinda
hero.
Kills
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to be the hero, man. That's why I play games. Or the villain. Either way,
Now,
Still
the
a
one
main
place
main character
yeah.
of my own story.
Russ got the superhero complex. I know. I've listened to enough of you guys. More than enough. But no, I've been loving it. But no, at the game, the only time I will say your pals definitely supersede you is when it comes to performing tasks at your base. Because there is an automation aspect to the game of like you set up your base. Early on, yes, there's automation, but you still have to assist it along early on. But as you progress, it gets more and more to the point where your pals just kind of do everything on their own. And your stuff, like, yeah, you'll still have to maintain things like give them food, with this latest update especially, make sure they have medicine, make sure they have beds, all that different stuff. But once you get them established, then your pals, like, you just have your different bases set up with their different goals, whatever you're trying to produce, whether it's food, mining materials, electricity, breeding your pals to make new pals. There's a lot to do. Yeah.
Hey, Eggman just popped up playing Pal World just now. on
I know.
Steam.
I
Look
just
at
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I wonder if
Damn.
he's listening to us.
Right
Doubt it.
now. Well, that was a little fucking uncalled for. Doubt it? What is that? What is that supposed to mean?
Because Eggman has the attention span of a squirrel.
All right, that's valid. That's valid.
You're not wrong.
That was
there.
not a shot at you. That was a shot at Eggman. I hope he is listening.
Sure.
Normally I don't do this during the podcast, but Coderson did give 5 subs in the chat, and that is something that I need to mention. And I thank you, Coderson. I love you.
That's actually very generous of you.
It's extremely generous of him. I love you. Well, should we hit the main topic here? But yes, I will. We will be trying Pal World. I had the same thing as Russ, that I thought it was all like the pals did everything and you were just kind of there. So knowing like they're just, especially coming like an MMO background, like they're your, your support team that's healing you and buffing you and stuff. Like, all right, yeah, I can get behind that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, main topic of the night, folks. I know Native is riveted. He has not been able to shut up this whole episode. We're talking last episode. We had our game awards for 2024. So it makes sense to have our next episode of 2025 talking about upcoming games this year we are excited about and hopefully can get our hands on if we're not homeless and broke and poor and whatever happens. But so I think we each have probably pulled up different lists. It'll be interesting to see where people find things, where they're sitting at. I know a lot of people come from different gaming backgrounds, so things you may not expect someone. I know there's a lot of games coming out that are part of a series that some of them haven't been out for like 15 years, which is very exciting. But probably we'll each pick a couple games here, discuss it, get into things we're interested in, things we're worried about, and hopefully the Game Awards next year won't be 5 hours long. But Native, my friend, do you want to start us off? Because I need you to get in here.
All right. I got a list of about 6 that I saw.
Okay.
I'm feeling a couple of them we might hit the same.
That's fine.
But I think the one that I don't know if I should use the one that I'm most excited about for last or first.
Ooh, that's a good question. Put it in the middle.
Middle?
Put it in the middle.
Okay.
No. Let's start it off. Let's start us off strong. Start us off strong.
Go through the whole list, randomize it, and then we got to guess which one's your favorite.
Ooh.
Actually, that
fun.
is a good idea. I do like that.
What do you think?
I will forget.
About that?
I'm down.
All right. I'll read my list of 6 real quick.
Okay.
You guys guess which one I'm so excited about.
Okay.
Dynasty Warriors Origins. Split Fiction. Arc 2. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Mecha Break. GTA 6.
I know this answer.
Here's the tough part. Has it been confirmed that 6 is coming out this year?
No.
Last I heard it was up in the air still. So it's hard to put that on, but I'm 100% with you. Dynasty Warriors, I'm very excited about. Oh, that's good.
I'm trying not to be biased because I know which one would be my pick.
Right. Well, that might be a safe pick, though.
Okay. What were the first 3 again?
Dynasty Warriors Origins, Split Fiction, Arc 2.
I feel like you would have played a lot of Arc. I'm going to go with Arc 2.
See, that's what I was thinking too, but that's mostly because I know that you're really into Power World, which seems to indicate survival games may be a big thing for you. But also, I know that you're very strategy focused. I know you like strategy stuff.
Very true.
But that's just from playing D&D with you. You usually have a plan. Ooh.
And he does have that Arc bone structure.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to differentiate. I'm going to go with Dynasty. Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Great guess. Beef?
So my initial gut was GTA 6, but that's because I totally didn't hear him say Arc 2. So I'm going to go with Arc 2. I'm actually with you there because I've definitely heard him talk about Arc, and he has, I believe he said he played the shit out of the first one because it has a PvP aspect to it. And if a game doesn't have PvP aspect to it, Native ain't going to play it.
This is true. Where are we sitting at, Native?
You guys are all wrong. I'm definitely excited about those games. That's why they made the list. But after doing more research to it, it's Mecha Break.
Mecha Break.
Crazy fun. And it's a shooter type, but in mechs, so it looks amazing.
Okay.
There's like 13 different mechs that you can play, and they all are unique in a different way. You're flying. It looks crazy combat.
This is like the
Easy,
one
really
fun
cool.
combat.
This is the one that's supposed to be like a Gundam kind of.
But on steroids almost.
Yeah.
When we were watching the Game Rewards on PWP, I remember this came on, and I think the first thing I said was, "Is this Gundam?"
Yep. We were talking about this one. I remember this one coming up, and it was, yeah,
That
it
was
just
a
looks,
really
it
cool
looks
trailer.
Crazy.
Yes.
You got like assault, melee, sniper, reconnaissance. You got all this different types of mechs that you can play against, and it's going to be like PvP battles, obviously. So it's in the air. It's like you can strategize. Obviously, I'm assuming with teams. I've watched some gameplay of it, but it looks just fast-paced action. Strategize with your team, slay out. You know, like just a good time. Yeah.
This
Not
is
a game that you could play too drunk, though, I don't think, because it's pretty fast-paced.
I mean, you're going to find out. We're going to figure it out for sure.
It's going to happen regardless.
100%.
You know?
But
No matter if I drag my team down, it's going to happen.
everyone needs those nights where you drag your team down. It's for some of us, it's every night. But
I do it without being drunk.
yeah. He's drunk off friendship, you know? But yeah, I like mech games used to be my bread and butter forever ago, but I haven't actually touched one in forever. And I remember, during the Game Awards, when this trailer popped up, I was like, I mean, hello, how are you today? Yeah, this looks fantastic. One, it's gorgeous, but yeah, these different, you got ones that are turning into like tanks with giant turrets that fly around, and like sword and shield, and a giant laser axe, and machine guns, and laser cannons, and this looks
like Titanfall, but you're always in your Titan, and it's way faster pace.
But exactly, way faster pace. It's like
It looks
the Titanfall mech, but you're the pilot out of the mech.
And I mean, the badonkadonk on this chick. Holy moly.
Okay, look up Mecha Break Girl.
I'm watching the trailer right now.
Hot damn.
So
sorry,
it kind of reminds me it reminds me a little bit like in the visuals of like if Halo met mechs and Gundams. Like the maps and everything, they look almost Halo-esque. Is anybody else getting that vibe? Is it just
I
me?
could see it with
It
a
may
different
just be me.
objective base, like the Halo-esque objectives, like capture the flag and King of the Hill and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's mostly just like the environments. Like they look kind of Halo-esque, but the combat looks. I mean, I'm very melee focused, so I would definitely want to run a melee Gundam that just like charges in and like, yeah. It looks fun though. Looks cool. So is it's all? Is it like 3v3 or do we know yet?
I think let me see. I saw it. I think it's 3v3 or 6v6. Yeah.
Okay.
Join squads of
some
3
You
or
get some
6s.
big.
That's crazy. 6v6 mechs? That'd be nutty. I'm in for it.
Yeah.
But that
There's
3v3 would
also-
be so intense. Just like tactically speaking,
It says that there's also a 60-player battle royale.
Holy cow.
Mech Battle Royale.
Bro,
That would be wild.
come on now.
Do we know if there's like that shrinking circle like there is in most other
not
battle
sure.
royales?
I would assume
Okay.
so. There's something at least to cause people to
I would
get
assume.
closer and closer. But oh my
Which-
god.
In that case, I mean, I could see a strategy being kind of hide until the end until the circle shrinks down. You get a melee focused Gundam or mech or whatever you want to call it, and then just go ham on somebody.
And it'd also be interesting, like how well can you hide in a mech, But also, if you're trying to figure out what role you like for the regular thing, like jumping into BR where you have to use anything you pick up is a great way to like learn all the different weapon styles that you wouldn't think to try. And then when you jump into the regular like 6v6 or whatever, you're like, oh, actually, I've been really digging when I find a hammer on the field in the BR or something.
I really love. There was one that it was just showing with like this guy with this huge battle axe, and that is freaking awesome because that is not something you normally see. Like most mechs, there's a sword of some sort, but very rarely do you get energy axes, and I am there for energy axes.
Amen. Oh,
They're all pretty like unique, And there's 13 mechas, and this is coming from their actual website. And you can look at all of them. You can also see like the lore on the pilot as well, So it has like the biography of the pilot, and it goes through the mech and what the mech's about.
Oh, there's some customization here too. Oh, it's gonna be cool. Beef, what are your thoughts?
I think it looks like a very cool game. If I remember correctly from the trailer, I can't multitask, so I can't sit here and like watch a video while talking to you guys. But looking at it and what I remember, it was very fast paced, and I like that kind of stuff where you're just kind of go 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 and you get into the fights. Like that's one of the things I like about Rivals, because depending on what character you're playing, it's just go go go, get in there, like do something. You got to react fast, think fast, do shit. And I don't know, this does look cool. I've never played any kind of like mech fighting style game.
Ooh.
I know there's plenty that exist.
Me either.
And like,
yeah,
like I know there's plenty that exist, and like I've heard of Gundam. I'm pretty sure wasn't Gundam like a kid's toy back in like the 90s too?
Oh yeah, there was
a
toys
show.
for it. It was a show. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember having some of those as a kid. It wasn't like my big thing as a kid, but I do remember that, and it's cool. I'd give it a shot.
I like. It looks like there's, kind of like you were saying, Native, where a lot of it is go go go, get into the action. The one that they showed a lot was the one that kind of looks like a fighter plane that kind of turns into almost like the jet that's flying around. But then I was also seeing some like big beefier boys that move a little bit slower, but they have like these insane shields and stuff like that. So it looks like, depending on your play style, because I wish I could think faster. Like,
So do
Marvel
I.
Rivals is about as fast as I can probably think, and even then, that's why I stick with Vanguard, is because it's just really, you get in there and you get into the thick of it and you punch stuff, right? And that's about it. That's as much thinking as I have to do of like, I'm gonna oh look, there's a guy. So I kind of like that there are some that are maybe a little bit slower, that are a little tankier too.
Yeah.
For those of us who are not quick or very not fast.
Yeah, I think I got the one for you. Like Welkin was the name of the striker. They're called strikers, I guess. That's the one with the big, battle axe. But there's another one called Stego. Stego, he's known as the Armored Beast, and it says Stego serves as a long-range fire support unit armed with a comprehensive arsenal of missiles and rockets. So I think he's going to be your heavy-duty artillery type, which could be.
I could do that.
Could you imagine if like someone else on the team can actually like laser targets for him to like guide shit
like
in?
Maybe a reconnaissance.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Woo. I could do that. Pick people off.
All right, that's on my list now. Thank you. Actually, this is why I'm glad we're doing it this way, because I'd forgotten that was a trailer. That is adding that to my list now.
I actually really like his look too. He kind of looks like a big gorilla.
So good.
Yeah.
Speaking of big gorillas, Beef, what's on your list?
You motherfucker.
Can I Slice? Can I call you Magilla now? Just Slice Magilla.
Fuck.
It's all over now.
It wasn't even you, Native. Wasn't even you. And Russ has no clue about how much that bothers me.
It bothers
Like,
I do.
Russ just did it. Oh, you do?
Because it was. Remember, it was me, because I accidentally, we were playing Rivals, and I said, I almost just I think I started calling you Slice on accident, and then Native jumped in because he thought it was hilarious, and then we all started calling you Slice for the rest of the night. And I'm glad that it has continued.
Is that the origin story of
That's
that?
the origins, baby.
Yep.
I think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Native had started that. No shit.
No. He said it first, and I noticed it bothered you, so I just started hammering it home, bro. Spread it throughout the community, let it be known.
It all started
I said
with
it on
Russ.
accident, and then Native was like, "Ooh, this is great."
Yes.
Any chance Native gets to fuck with me, it makes his night.
That's a good friend.
What'd you tell me to do?
Well, so the whole topic of the fucking show is games we're excited for this coming year for 2025, the rest of this year, and we have a list. I know you play video games, so there might be something you're excited for later this year to release, and if you could share with the rest of the class. So if you'd listened to the beginning of the fucking show, Russell, I really don't want to go through this anymore. Beef, give me your fucking game.
Do you want me to do like Native did? Go through
I'm
the
down.
list and we'll
Yeah,
guess?
I'm down.
All right, so I got a handful. There is some duplicates, but I got
Duplicates.
the Dynasty Warriors Origins,
from
Monster Hunter. Well, yeah, duplicates from what he's already said. Dynasty Warriors Origins, Monster Hunter Wilds, Killing Floor 3, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Borderlands 4. What are your guesses?
On what you're...
I want it to be Killing Floor. Not enough people have experienced the amazingness of Killing Floor, and I'm so excited for the next one. And I know me and you're going to have fun in it, so I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, wait. Can you read the list again? I stopped paying attention, and that's my bad.
So, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Monster Hunter Wilds, Killing Floor 3, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Borderlands 4.
I'm going to go with Assassin's Creed Shadows, just to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see how well Native knows me.
Borderlands 4.
All right. Native is correct. He did pay attention to me.
Look at that.
Let's go. He listens.
He like during the podcast when we were reviewing the Game Awards, like we were doing a live, thing, watching the Game Awards, and I didn't you like sit there and mute something or something like that? You're like, oh, I gotta watch this. Oh my god, like this guy was.
So I did get very excited for Borderlands 4, but no. So actually, I'm glad to touch on this because I didn't get to say anything fun about this yet. So the night of the Game Awards, obviously we were both like your community was doing your thing, and we had something going to Power Up.
Yeah.
I saw the Helldivers trailer come on. As soon as the Helldivers trailer came on, I said, Native, I gotta go. And I left our show, came to your Discord, immediately yelled, hell yeah, Helldivers! And you yelled at me, shut the fuck up! So that's right.
I know how much you like that, so I had to. Yeah, no, when that trailer was going, literally, I wish you had been there. The whole trailer, the Discord was just like, you could just hear everyone in their microphones. It was great.
Dude, it was a great trailer. But no, Borderlands 4 is the other one that I'm excited for. It's a nostalgia kick for me.
Yeah.
I loved those games, and like I did play, and I looked it up just for reference. Borderlands 3 is the last one I played, and that was in 2019 is when it came out. That wasn't my big one. My big ones were Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 was legit one of the coolest experiences. That was a great game.
Yes.
I didn't play the was it Tiny Tina's Wonderland, the D&D one? I really want to, but I haven't touched it.
Yeah, never did that one. I didn't dive too deep after Borderlands 2. Like I said, I played Borderlands 3. I'm pretty sure I beat the story, and I'm pretty sure I did the pre-sequel as well. But I never like dove deep into those because by that time, anyone that I was like grouped up with and playing with kind of just all petered out.
Yeah. Well, I know you'd mentioned it was kind of a nostalgia
cool.
trip, but what about Borderlands 4, since you haven't really touched the last few games that have come out? What about 4 is making it hit so hard for you?
So, in general, I've been getting this nostalgia bug in my ass. Like, I've talked to you before, obviously not on here, like the Sly Cooper games. That's a series that I used to play the hell out of as a kid. I love Sly Cooper. Predicament is I need to get a specific console to be able to play those games and then buy the games and blah, blah, blah. And it ends up, like I did the math, it's like a $400 investment just for a nostalgia trip. Either that or
Worth it.
I do that, or I take the risk of getting some sketchy ass emulator, getting a sketchy ass game download, and hoping it all works. And I'm not that cheap, but eventually I'll go on the nostalgia kick. So there's that, and then just like Borderlands, that was a fun game. I liked the whole 4-player. I love having games where your skill tree makes a visible difference on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like as you go through that game, like I'm the kind of person where I liked all the characters that would have turrets or bots that would come out, because I love being able to upgrade that thing that was my special. Because like whenever I played, the group that I would play with, everybody played a different class. That way everybody had their different strong points and you could all gel together. It wasn't just 4 people playing the same guy. And it made it for a very fun experience, because then you'd have your specific thing that was really good and spec'd the way you wanted it to be spec'd. And it was cool. I don't know. It's just a fun fun experience with that.
Well, and especially, I mean, in the last couple of years, you've made so many friends in the community now that like you're going to have a full roster anytime you want. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. But a fun fact, I actually have not even been a part of these communities for a full year yet. I just joined... What was it? It was back in April or May of 2024, maybe.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, because I joined all these different communities, and this all spiraled from Mr. Native Raider because he has the Pal World podcast.
He's the best.
And prior to discovering the Pal World podcast, I didn't really do online gaming with friends. It was just like I would play Call of Duty with my wife. Like my wife will play Call of Duty. That's the one game she does like playing. So this latest one didn't really hit hard for any of us. Like I got it, my wife got it, buddy of mine got it, and like it's okay. But it's not a game that any of us are like diving into.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like prior to that, I didn't really game with anyone. So like I got Pal World, and then I was like, I'm not getting enough of my fix. I want to find more. So I went on Spotify and I was like, I wonder if there's a Pal World podcast. Well, sure enough, Native had a Pal World podcast. So I started listening. They kept talking about having a Discord and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I think I'll go check that out. So I went and checked it out, started talking to the community, and then it's all spiraled from there to now my name gets changed every week in Space Mafia as their weekly tradition.
Yep.
Right now I'm Beef Stroganoff.
That one's my favorite. That one's really good.
Yeah.
That was
I like it.
Slice of beef stroganoff.
No, so so to give you the origins of Slice of Beef, so the whole reason that even became like my backup name is because just beef is the one I usually try to go for, right? But it's so simple, most times it's already taken. Well, I found my safe alternative is Slice of Beef is what I'll use, just because it's a safe alternative, and that all started with Fortnite because I was playing with my son. I needed an alternative name that would work.
Right.
So I did that, and then so I had it on there, and then when I started Rivals, I was like, well, regular beef's taken, so I went with Slice of Beef. And then on Twitch, I have it as the Wagyu beef, but the whole the thing just spiraled from Fudd's Discord, everybody doing the. So
yep.
I went with that one because I was like, this will work. But I've been thinking about it, and I was like, I wonder if I stick with Slice of Beef, because if I stick with it, and I do ever do anything with any of this, my logo could be SOB. And then everybody would have to wonder.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So that's a thought I had. So I may end up rolling with that. We'll see.
Well, Native, I just want to say thank you for bringing beef to our lives.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
And Beef, I totally get it. Listen, there are a few people in the past, right? You listen to them. I'm listening to a podcast, and their voice comes on, and I immediately go, I need to be best friends with this person tomorrow. Historically was Gunbait 101. I heard his voice one time, and in a very creepy way, I made sure we were friends immediately. Which is great.
It took me a little longer with you.
But yeah, I remember I was listening to a podcast and Native's voice came on. And this is a true story. It was immediate. I was like, I just felt it. I was like, yes, this is a guy I need in my life. So I'm glad we're here.
Thanks, Timu, for the mic.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, that's
I still can't believe that your microphone's off Timu. Because it does sound really good.
That and voice meter. Banana.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You know?
Yeah.
Native does have a sexy voice. It's just smooth velvet all the way down.
Yeah, wait until you hear him coming through his cell phone, though.
Is he just sounding like, did I do that?
No, it sounds like he smoked a pack of cigarettes every day for the last 40 years. That microphone's putting in work.
Yeah. But yeah,
no, I basically did that with you, though, Fudd. Once I heard your voice, so the whole reason I wanted to join your community is because I heard you be Native's lawyer on BBL.
I do declare.
And, I got to hear it again.
It still goes around. People still say that all the time, bro.
All the time.
I do declare all the time.
And I think that was the first time me and you ever
trademark
actually
that.
talked Native. Was in that moment. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. This could not be the best way.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Bro, because everybody's like, oh, Fudd's amazing. Fudd's awesome. I was like, I want to beat this guy, eventually.
That's
and
true.
then we met in court. It's like
it was great.
Bro.
It was a little
it's
meet
a
cute.
rom-com
Yeah.
in the making.
I gotta say, that long pause that Native had right there, though, made me real nervous that he was about to say, yeah, then I met you and you're a piece of shit.
I know. He just leaves.
I would never say something so mean.
He blocked me on everything.
Yeah, he doesn't have to say it. It's inferred.
We all know. I know what I'm about. Anyway, no, Borderlands 4. Back to what we were talking about 20 minutes ago. But yeah, no, that is something very exciting too. I've always enjoyed, especially with people, the Borderlands experience. They do a really good job with like skill trees, like you were saying, where it's noticeable. It's not like where a lot of games have 1 million points and it's all like 0.04% uptick for this, just so you're putting points into stuff. Like Borderlands is very good at like when you put a point into something, you notice. Yes. So yeah, having a group of people playing different things. Yeah, I'm excited. And just the humor is great. The story is always, it's not like, life-changing story, but it's interesting enough that you're like, oh yeah, let's go in and see what's going on here. And then it's just fucking hilarious. That, unlike the mech game, is a great game to play drunk.
Yes.
Okay. I've never played Borderlands before, so I'll be jumping in when that comes out.
I don't think there's PvP though, so I apologize.
There is. If you remember the way you could do PvP in that game was you had to like you and the other player had to melee each other.
Yes.
Yeah, you would melee each other and then you could duel. So
like
there is PvP to an extent.
Yeah,
at any point in time, you could literally be in the heat of getting
finish a mission.
Bro. We're fighting the boss. Stop trying to duel me. Yeah.
Well, so yes, both players have to acknowledge it. So you can't just go up and punch somebody just to start a duel right away.
That would be so good, though.
You have to both people have to acknowledge it. But one last little thing on Borderlands before we move on.
Yeah.
What made it really fun for me back in the day, I played it on Xbox 360, and Xbox 360s were not hard to mod, especially Borderlands. You would literally just put your Borderlands save on a USB, plug it into the computer, and then you could just max out your skill tree. So I did that for fun, and the game could take it. Like if you, like for example, I know. So if you, like on the turret characters, for example, where they would like one skill tree would have a shield, one would be your missiles, one would be this. If you maxed everything out, dude, all of a sudden you just had a god tier level turret that would just, you threw it out and you just could walk away and just let it do its thing. But I never did that until after I basically like 100% at everything else I was trying to do. And then I was like, okay, we'll mess with it.
That's a good way to do things. Don't ruin the perfect first experience. Break it later.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Unless it's Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, and then you really want to take over the whole map as quickly as you can. So then you start cheating. Not me, though. That'd be crazy. Russell. Buddy, same. Give us a list. We'll see what you're most excited for. And these two both got theirs, and I am nervous that I'm not going to get yours.
Okay. So, Den of Wolves, Phantom Blade 0, Dune Awakening, Mafia the Old Country, Crimson Desert, Fable 4, and Ghost of Yotei are my top most anticipated games of 2025.
Fuck you so much.
Russ, I'm going to need you to run through it again because that was a bigger list.
So, I only got one more than Native does. There's 7 instead of 6.
That's so much.
Den of Wolves.
That's a fucking lot, Russ.
Phantom Blade 0, Dune Awakening, Mafia the Old Country, Crimson Desert, Fable 4, Ghost of Yotei.
What do you think, Native?
I'm going to go with Phantom Blade 0 off a whim. I don't know why.
Okay.
It just feels right.
Gut feeling. I like that. Shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Beef?
I'm trying to take an educated guess on how much I've listened to you guys, but Russ also has a really... I don't know half of those fucking games.
I was looking at your poster to see if there was anything back there. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's Zelda. Which one of those has Zelda in it?
Yeah.
It's actually written on one of those note cards. You just can't zoom in.
Yeah, you just...
My thoughts are between, because I feel like I've heard you guys talk about Fable before. So my thoughts are between Fable 4 and Dune Awakening, because I know I've heard you guys talk about Dune as well. So without drawing it out too long, I'm going to go with Dune.
Okay. My guess, and this is tough, because there's 3 of those games that, like, if any of the other games weren't on the list, that would easily be it. But having them all there makes it tough. But just from conversations we've had, I'm shockingly not doing Fable, and I'm going to go with Crimson Desert.
You know, if it weren't for this one other on the list, you would be right.
Oh,
but you're not.
Which one was it?
Dune Awakening.
God damn.
Beef got it.
Don't
Let's go.
fucking lie to me. Beef, shut the fuck up, dude.
Let's go.
And here's why.
Don't rub it in.
Here's why Dune Awakening is
be
my
good.
most anticipated over Crimson Desert or any of the other games. Because Phantom Blade Zero, that's a close third, right? Because it looks really freaking sweet. If you haven't seen trailers for Phantom Blade Zero, go check them out.
I'm looking right now.
But Dune Awakening, I'm looking forward to the most because I love Conan Exiles. That is a game that I played a lot of, but it's not aged super well.
Nope.
And I don't like the reliance on like companion characters. But Dune Awakening is made by the same company. It's made by Funcom, and so I've already played a game of theirs that I really like. And Dune Awakening is a survival game. It's in that same vein. It looks like it's going to be really good. So you have different races, you can or different like houses, right, that you can belong to. So you can be like a Harkonnen, you can be, I think you can be an Atreides, you can be all these different people, and then you can like be a Mantat, I think is what they're called, like the human computers. So you can like strategize out the bases and see how much ammo somebody has left. And then it's really cool because you can, once you kill people, you can harvest their blood for moisture. But like if you haven't seen the trailers, go check it out because like there's some cool stuff that once you built it, like you watch Dune the movie and they took a lot of inspiration from it. Like where you're coming down in these they're grav belts is what they have instead of jetpacks. Right, you're floating down into the middle of a base and maybe you're sneaking in or maybe you just go ham on everybody. And it looks really cool. I love the Dune world. I love kind of that marriage of melee, but with also that sci-fi element, and that kind of Game of Thrones feel. So that is probably the one I'm most excited about, just because it's one where I know the publishers. I've liked some of their previous games, so I'm excited to play this one because everything that I've seen about it is super exciting. The other reason Crimson Desert is still an unknown for me, where it looks really cool and it looks really exciting, but they could also really mess it up.
That is true. That is true.
And Phantom Blade Zero, I haven't seen enough of it, even though it looks really awesome.
It does look fantastic.
I haven't seen enough hands-on. I've heard really good things about the hands-on. I just haven't seen enough of it.
But yeah, Dune, it does look really like, and it, we've had, we were huge in the Last Oasis for a while. We had a Minecraft server for a while. We've had a Valheim server for a long time. These survival games are huge in our community. So yeah, Dune Awakening is going to be mad. I mean, the from what we've seen, like the guild system and like group base building, which is not something we've really seen. What was it? What was the game that came out this last year? Let me see if I can find. I played so much of it, and then I fell off so fast. It makes me so sad.
Once Human.
Once Human. Thank you. Yeah, Once Human had that where you could build bases like attached to each other and actually have like a clan base and whatnot. But like that whole concept is so cool, and I'm really excited for the things that they're building upon what other people have done. It does look really good.
Yeah,
It looks,
Yeah. And PvP.
And it'll have plenty of PvP for native.
You know what it's reminding me of?
What?
Like I'm looking kind of skipping through the presentation from Gamescom gameplay presentation. And it reminds me a lot of Star Wars Galaxies, and that's a game that I always hold on a pedestal.
Yes.
Because I see that there's I saw swordsmen with all these different trees, like your skill point trees, and the crafting, the open world. It looks completely open world. I might be wrong about that, but it looks like it. This is going to be one definitely I'm going to purchase and play.
Yeah, at least from what I understand, it's mostly open world. There are different territories, and then apparently once you get past into, like, because if you've watched Dune 2, right? Spoilers, right? They cross through this storm into like this other hemisphere, and from what I understand, that one's more of like your vast open world. There's a progression in the beginning, and I think that's mostly like part of the tutorial to get you used to all the different systems and everything. And then it moves you into like more open world. But it's been a minute since I've seen them present, and they may have changed up a little bit on that. But I do remember something about that, in that like there are territories, and then like once you cross over into the vast desert is where things really become very open world.
Yeah, PvP clan fighting to hold territory in a game is so much fun. Yeah, so much fun. Good pick, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
When is that supposed to come out?
I know it's coming out this year. I don't know.
I hope so. It's the point of the fucking episode.
Is it? Wait, what are we talking about tonight?
So if you pay attention to the fucking beginning,
Why are we here?
no one knows, dude. No, why are any of us here? What is here? Is it not just there without the
It just says early 2025. So no firm release date
I still
yet.
like early though. That's exciting.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
See, 4 starting classes that you can play. I always like kind of classes, you know.
Yes.
Focusing. And it says starting classes, so I wonder if end game you can combine classes or change or elevate them or something.
I think
combine hybrid it up or something. Yeah.
If I understand what they were talking about, it looked kind of like you have like your starting classes, which are like essentially like your different houses. Is kind of what I'm thinking it is, where you have like Harkonnen, the Atreides, things like that. Because like the Harkonnen are warriors, they have different abilities and things like that. And then you have like your expertise classes, like a Mantat, which is like that human computer, or like a swordsman or things like that. But I'm not sure. I would have to look more. It's been a couple of months since I've looked at some of the stuff that they're released, and that was before we had like Game Awards and things like that. So I'm sure they've had some new stuff that they've done during their presentations to be like, hey, this is what's going on now.
Throw out the classes if it would.
Yeah,
I've watched the first Dune movie. I fell asleep halfway through. It was really good. I was just really tired. No offense.
And it is soothing. Like the music is nice, and like it's a lot of shots of just like sand blowing. It's very relaxing.
But it says the 4 starting classes are Trooper, Mentat, Benning, Gezeret Acolyte, and Swordmaster. And then it says it follows that up a little bit in the previous paragraph. It says so those are your 4 initial starting classes. Gives you the initial ability to set the tone for your early gameplay. And then it says as a result, you can combine Trooper abilities with Metanet, add another skill tree later on. So it looks like you can mix and match these later on and kind of almost like build crafting, right? Like kind of get your stuff together. So that's right there. That's enticing for me.
Yeah.
100%.
And they, like I said, the reason that I'm most excited about it is because they've already built the survival game that I enjoyed. And so I have confidence because they're doing another survival game and just taking things. Okay, here's what we've learned from this game. Here's what we can do to make it better. Also, the way that they monetized Conan Exiles, I felt like they did a pretty good job. So I'm not worried about them over monetizing or doing
That's really good
stuff.
to hear, actually.
Yeah.
Important.
Yeah. Because most of the stuff with at least Conan Exiles it's all stuff that you can. It was all like most of the stuff that came like in their battle pass was like different materials to make like your fortress with. So like it just looks a little bit different. So
I know I guessed it right, but I know literally nothing about Dune or the universe or anything. And it's not that like I have anything against it. I've never seen any of the movies. I've never looked into any of the lore. The most I've looked into Dune is pulling up Dune's website for Dune Awakening.
Yeah, I mean that's not crazy. I mean the book is very old. The original movie is very old. The second one, the second of the new ones just like hit streaming services not too long ago. And it's easy to miss that.
Yeah, like I know I've heard tons of people talking about it, but it's just never been something where it's like, oh, I'm gonna definitely go see this. It's just kind of like, this is a universe that do I want to dive into it? Maybe. So either way, I'm happy for you, Russ. I'm happy.
It gets
for you.
weird.
Bless his little heart.
Dune mythos gets real weird. Like after you get past the first couple of books. So like
Oh god.
Paul Atreides, who becomes the what do they call him? Lisana Gaib. And then his son essentially becomes a sandworm that rules over Arrakis for like 1,000 years. So it gets real weird real quick. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, good. Okay, sorry. Well,
Oh, sorry. Did I start that?
I was expecting that to go a lot longer. Than I had goopies in my eyes already. Wow.
I love you,
right.
Ross. I would have listened.
I guess it's my list now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First game I'm going to announce is not official 2025. We don't know exactly when, but it's at the it's near the top of my list or the top. Who knows? Light No Fire. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Light No Fire.
Monster Hunter Wilds. Where was it? I lost my list already. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crimson Desert. And I lost my whole list. I opened so many tabs to get all your stuff. And where was it? Oh, and it was in Killing Floor 3. So Light No Fire, Monster Hunter Wilds, Crimson Desert, Killing Floor 3. And Kingdom Come.
And we have to pick your most anticipated.
My most anticipated.
Most anticipated. See, that's why I tried to throw you guys for a loop with the list I gave you, because I am anticipating them. But for you, Fudd, you have a very... Because you play a lot of everything. You make this really hard.
Weird shit. No.
That too.
I almost played through Chex Quest again today. That's the kind of guy I am.
Oh. To give them some time to think, I would go with Killing Floor 3.
Okay. Solid guess.
I wanted to go with that one because
you kind of
hyped it up a little bit earlier. You're like,
because Killing Floor is super fucking fun.
Because Beef is gonna be wrong. So I'm not going with that. So eliminate that one.
Get fucked. I was right about Russ.
Barely, bro. You said Monster Hunter Wilds, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
I know it's kind of a popular pick, but I feel like that's I don't know. I can see it.
That's a good pick. I know he really enjoyed Monster Hunter
Worlds.
Thank you. I just based on the conversations that we've had, because if it weren't for Dune Awakening, this would also be my pick, and I know how we think. Because at this point, we could essentially just refer to ourselves as we. I'm going to go with Crimson Desert.
And the winner is Monster Hunter Wilds, actually.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Crimson Desert, I'm
Beef.
very excited about. But Monster Hunter, if Monster Hunter Wilds wasn't also coming out, Monster Hunter is so much fun, right? But the leaps and bounds they've made into making it was kind of clunky, but you enjoyed it for how clunky it was. And being able to make that a smoother experience. And then again, I didn't have a lot of people that played it back in the day, so I played a lot solo. I do a lot. Masturbation. Anyway, but to have a ton of people that are also excited for the game, I'm excited to really dive into a Monster Hunter game with people and see how far I can go. And I watch so many people streaming Worlds and getting as end game as they possibly could with builds and playing with the same people. And I was like, oh, I want this so bad. So yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds looks phenomenal. And just from graphically alone, it looks gorgeous. And having the mounts and the monster styles are awesome. And
now
I can't wait.
With that, so I've tried Monster Hunter Worlds a while ago. I didn't like the fact of how clunky it was. So actually, our other co-host over on PWP, Ralwin Ranger, which you were on AAP, so you know him.
Yeah.
He got me into a game called Wild Hearts. It's a very Japanese version of Monster Hunter.
Yep.
Yes, it's Wild Hearts. I played a bit of it. I know he's he's a big fan of it.
I never tried.
Yeah.
Where you build stuff. And you can build like crossbows to shoot at monsters as you're.
Was it good? He's not here. Was it actually good?
In terms of like Monster Hunter style games,
it
yes.
wasn't good. Got it.
No, I'm not a huge fan of Monster Hunter games in general. That's the predicament. So, like, what I was going to compliment.
I know what you meant.
No, what I was going to compliment on that is that game doesn't feel as clunky as Monster Hunter does. Like, when you play Monster Hunter, at least when I played it, it always felt like, okay, you do this action, now you wait. Now you do this action, now you wait. And I hated that. This one feels significantly more fluid than that. And that's the thing I liked about Wild Hearts. It made it fun. So my question for you, Fudd, is with this new Monster Hunter Wilds coming out, are they improving those mechanics? Do you know anything about what they're doing with the game?
Yeah. They got
it does look a lot more fluid.
Very much so. A lot like Worlds was a very successful game. Like Monster Hunter had always kind of been a title. It was mostly on like the handheld systems, right? It was like huge on the not the Wii.
Nintendo Switch?
Switch. No, the Wii. I think it was big on the Wii. So it wasn't handheld, but it had the motion control stuff, right? But it was a name that was pretty known, but Worlds really moved it up to another level. And I think they took the obvious surprising success of that and a lot of feedback. And you can tell watching gameplay trailers that they really put that to heart and like, all right, now that we have moved from, obviously what holds back a lot of people making a game on like the Switch to a newer console, we figured out kind of the heartaches of that. And now the pros at it, it looks really fucking smooth and I'm excited. Cause yeah, you're right. It was very clunky, but if you had to enjoy the clunkiness. And if you didn't enjoy the clunkiness, you weren't going to enjoy the game. But it seems the clunkiness might be gone.
Well, and I think because there was a title in between, right? There was Worlds.
Rise, yeah.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah.
And they introduced this degree of verticality that from the little I've seen, they've incorporated into Wilds, where it's like a grappling hook that then you can use to traverse more vertical environments. And it seems like that has increased on the verticality and the fluidity of the movement, because that was always, I agree with you, Beef. Like, that was the big thing for me in Monster Hunter Worlds was like, when I played it, because I played the demo, and I was like, everything feels slow and labored. And it was just like, I need something, I'm used to playing things. I mean, like at the time, like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, where it's a lot more fluid. You feel
faster paced.
Yeah, and Monster Hunter Worlds was just a little.
Oh yeah, but like you said, the grappling hook, and then having a mount now. So like, there's a lot of times in World where like the monster would kind of run away, and it was like you had a moment to breathe, but like it felt like you were running forever to catch up to stuff. It's like having a grappling hook to get somewhere quickly, and a mount you can just call out of nowhere and like fucking chase shit down. I can't wait to be riding on whatever this fucking thing is called with a full group of people and just drinking and laughing.
Dude, to be honest, like I would, if they made the movement more fluid, which I'll look into it then.
Okay.
If the movement is more fluid, I'll definitely pick it up.
Cool.
I'll play the hell out of that with you. That'd be fun. I love the idea of those style games. I just like Russ and I seem to be on the same page. That clunkiness I didn't like. And like even Wild Hearts, like I do actually enjoy that. It's the bitch of Marvel Rivals coming out when it did. Marvel Rivals has absorbed my life. Like Power World had an amazing update. Marvel Rivals dropped. I started playing Wild Hearts with Ranger. A different nostalgia kick that I already bought the games is Far Cry.
Oh,
Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 specifically was a nostalgia kick I wanted to go on, and it went on sale. And actually, Ranger bought it to play with me. But we've been playing so much other shit because Rivals came out, and we've both been diving into that. A little bit of Power World here and there because we kind of got to be able to talk about it. So, with that being said, like it's one of them things. Like, there's just too much good shit right now. In a few months, once everything starts like petering out, like okay, I've dumped 300 hours into Rivals. Like okay, I need to play something else. Like then I'm gonna start getting back into. See, but the thing is, by the time that comes, then like shit like Borderlands 4 is going to be coming out, or Killing Floor 3, or all these other games. So I'm just going to be.
Wasn't it so nice in COVID when there was nothing to fucking play? It was such simpler times.
dude.
It's
So
a
I
good
get
problem
in.
to have.
Yeah,
It's a good problem
100%.
to have right now. Like it's been great.
I
Well,
don't
my
know.
problem is I just tend to follow FUD along like a little tag boy, and so he goes, "Hey, I'm playing Star Citizen. You should download it." And I go, "Yeah, okay, that sounds fun." And then he sucks me into it, and then eventually he'll stop playing it, and I'll still be sucked into playing it. And then I'm like, "FUD, we haven't played together in a while," and he's like, "Oh yeah, because I'm playing this."
Yeah, and then you
And then I get
should
that.
follow me to
Sounds
that
like
game.
Toll the Bell, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like we're having.
Toll the Bell be like that.
Yeah, see, Toll the Bell does it for like it's like a week at a time. At least I'll play for like a month
Yeah,
or
yeah,
two.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bell.
yeah.
I've tried to keep up with Bell, and I'm like, oh, Throne of Liberty's already in the graveyard channel. Got it. Good to know. Good to know. Go.
Just hit level, bro.
I know, man.
I just got a computer to be able to play it, and not a soul fucking plays the game anymore.
That's why I
Canadian Cracker was
uninstalled
the
it
only one that
because no one's there. Yeah,
Yeah.
rough.
It was like, dude, it's a shame because that game did look cool.
What's
But
I've
it-
got
it's like,
I've got a friend group in my other D&D group is like that, where they will jump into a game so because they all like work from home and have different hours than me. It's like they all jump into a game hard for a week. And then it's like my next paycheck. I'm like, hey guys, I got it. They're like, we're already fucking gone. I'm like, God damn it. I can't keep up with you people.
it's the same principle of you hear a really cool new song and you're like, this song is so amazing, I want to listen to it 12 times in a row, and then by the end of the week you can't stand to hear that fucking song.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
See, and I don't know
100%.
if it's better or worse because I'll get a couple of months of really good like FUD time, and then it'll be like, "Hey, let's play a game." Oh, well, I'm doing this, or "Oh, I'm playing this," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I get that thing, and he's like, "Yeah, I lost interest in that. Now I'm back on this," and I'm like, "I can't keep up with you," because it'll be like 2 months of like, "Oh yeah, we're playing like together almost every day," and then it'll be like 2 months of like trying to find him on something. And then he's like,
Well, to be fair, all right, I only tell you to get something if I think you'll like it. I do play a lot of games, but I will be like, hey man, I'm playing this game tonight. I'll only actually say you should get it if I also think you'd enjoy it and we'll play it.
Yeah, I know.
Helldivers is
I
one
just
that
gotta
you've
do-
stayed pretty consistent with for
Oh
a while
yeah,
now.
absolutely. That's been since it
Helldivers
launched.
is usually one I can be like, hey,
I
Fud, you
could
want
like
to play
it.
Helldivers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Star Citizen. I mean, I got
always,
you into that.
I always check
years
your
ago.
channel. I see there's people in there. I'm like, are they playing Rivals? It's Helldivers.
There's a Marvel tag, man. You just tag rivals.
see it.
Group will start.
Yeah, because I want to play Rivals more because I have been sucked into other stuff, but I really enjoyed Rivals and I want to get back into playing it.
I feel
fun,
like
man.
one of it we
New
should
season
have put.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should have had season 1 of Rivals as our most anticipated game of the year.
That's for sure.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Sue
fantastic.
Storm, man. Sue Storm. Wow. Phew.
Can a season update be the game of the year?
I think so. If a DLC can be up for game of the year, I think a season. I think a season can come up for most anticipated.
Well,
You
according to
guys
your
have-
game show, the answer is no.
That's true. Free
I
points.
saw the
You
gears
guys-
turning.
Brought something up earlier, and I was actually kind of curious about that. You were talking about like, FUD. You had said it like we're talking about how there's so many games to play right now. Like, what about like back in COVID? I was curious, what did you guys play during that initial COVID thing? Like when there wasn't much to play, what was the main game?
The main game for me, honestly, was Warzone because it launched like you could not ask for a better release for a game. Like they launched Call of Duty Warzone as the BR, right? And everyone went into lockdown 12 hours later. For a game,
Was it
you
really?
could not plan that. 100. Yeah,
That's perfect.
it was the same day that Warzone launched. Is lockdown started for everyone. Oh my God. Everyone was playing Warzone. It was incredible. And that was I was running tournaments and playing it every day. Yeah. My main thing for most of COVID was Warzone.
Yeah, I was essential, so I worked the whole way through that shit.
Oh, same. But when I was home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, Beef. So then you understand, dude. Listen, I miss it. Can I just say that, folks? I'm going to say that. I miss it so much. Dude, I would leave for work. There'd be no one on the fucking road.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
dude, it was
and like,
great.
I'm delivering because people just want to talk all day and no one's interesting, right? and like everyone's afraid to leave their house or like make eye contact because they're gonna get the plague and die. So it's like I could just do my route, and it was like right before everyone figured out you could order your lives at home. And so like there wasn't a lot of packages. I could just do my route and drive around with no no traffic and go to the gas station, and all the breakfast I wanted was there because no one was buying it all. Oh God. I miss those first couple of weeks so much.
Dude, I miss gas being like $1.40 a gallon.
Yes.
Like you fill your car for like $15 and you're just like, sweet, down the road. And like, yeah, like the whole so I live in Pennsylvania, but I live near fairly big, well, at the time I was living near Harrisburg, so capital city. My commute to work was only like 5 miles, but it would take me 30 minutes every day on a normal day.
Yeah.
I was getting to work in less than 10 minutes during COVID.
Feels so
Dude,
good.
I could sleep in, and it was fantastic.
And everyone got out and they're driving. And you're like, if more of you died, this traffic would be better. I get it. I get it.
Well, and like, I don't know for you if, well, this could go down a whole rabbit hole, but I'll try to end it here. So, like, for us, they had all sorts of stupid rules during that, right? Like, so I'm a mechanic. We work in our bays by ourselves.
Yeah.
A car is what, 6 feet wide, 8 feet wide, give or take, depending on the vehicle. So the bays are all about 10 feet apart. They still made us wear a mask when we were working on cars by ourselves. And the best part is they only had 2 of us working in the shop on opposite sides of the building, probably 40 plus feet away. There was never a point in time we needed to interact with each other.
Oh, dude, yeah. No,
and we still had to stand there with them.
For the first little while, they were making us wear gloves when we were on our routes. We were still having to wear masks even though we were outside on our routes. And it was just like, oh yeah, it was my favorite thing though was like when it first started, they like brought us all for a stand up. And everyone saw a comic about this, but we legitimately did it. We're like, everyone's like, we had a stand up every morning and everyone walked up right next to each other. And the stand up that morning was you need to be 6 feet apart and it's not safe to be near each other while we're all standing like shoulder to shoulder. We're like, wait, what? Why are you doing it? Like what?
Starting now. Go.
Yeah. Ah!
Well, dude, all the dealership, like all the automotive industry did is they took advantage of it to fire all the paperweights. So like for my shop, for example, it was only like a 6-man shop at the time. And there was 2 guys that they've been wanting to fire anyway. So as soon as COVID hit and they're like, oh, well, we got to cut down to a skeleton crew. They were like, all right, you 2 are laid off. And then they furloughed a lot of other people. So for anyone listening or you guys, furlough means you still have your job, but you get unemployment. So essentially these guys got let go on furlough. Well, then the government's like, oh, we're going to give you unemployment plus a bonus $600 a week.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
So they were excited.
Well, and as mechanics, when you're not working, you get bored. Now, like for me, I've been sick as shit this whole week, so I haven't been getting nothing done. But if I wasn't sick, I have a project truck out back I could be working on. For example, if this was COVID and I had that truck would be done by now because I would have been making an extra $600 a week plus my unemployment, and I would have had all fucking week to do it. So like these dudes that I worked with that were on furlough were coming in, and this was like a solid 3-4 months of furlough. And they were coming in like every week to grab a couple more tools out of their box or to do this, do that. And they're like, oh yeah, we just went on this vacation. We went and did this trip. We did this. I just bought this car, fixed this car, did this, did that. And I'm like, I'm barely making my 40 hours a week right now. And stuck here with this fucking skeleton crew while you guys are on vacation for the last 4 months.
That's why you shit on your boss's desk and get fired.
Well, so I pitched to my boss. I was like, hey, here's a great idea. I said, how about we just alternate weeks? I said 1 week, me and this tech will be in. The other week, the other 2 guys come in. And then that way everybody gets to milk this unemployment and everybody still has to work. And he was like, no, that's an awful idea. We can't do that. And I was like, why the fuck not?
Because it's an awful idea. Didn't you hear him?
That's why he's a boss, bro.
Yeah, and you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't work there anymore.
That's why you're in a bay and he has a house on the bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you play any games though during that, or were you just slaving away in the bay?
My the wife and I. So my wife ended up actually working remotely at that point in time. So we dove into Minecraft actually.
Oh hell yeah!
At that point in time,
classic.
And we had our own world, and that's probably the hardest I've ever seen her dive into a video game. Was Minecraft during COVID. like we went head first into that shit, and like we were playing the hell out of it. It was fun. What about you, Russ? Did you dive into anything?
I I have slept since then, guys. So
Valid.
I like 2020. I hardly remember 2020. I did work because I worked remotely.
We
So-
did our Halo playthrough of all the games. I was just looking
Yeah,
through
but that
my
was
YouTube.
later in 2020, wasn't it?
It's still 20. I mean, it's still during COVID.
Yeah, I know. I mean, COVID hit relatively early.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
Um,
February.
g- Yeah, and so I'm trying to see what games released
looking.
around then, so that I can be like, "What the hell?" Did
Well,
I
obviously,
do?"
we were doing a little Destiny still. I think at that point, maybe
Because between February and March, I wasn't working, and then I got a job working remotely for a hospital system. Go figure.
we were fucking slaying out in Red Dead Online at the time.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption had to be one of them because Red Dead Redemption 2 came out
And I think it
What?
came out in 18.
2019.
I think it's 18.
Was it 18?
And then online, I think, was 19. So online, we would have been really grinding out online when COVID hit.
Because it was before 2018. I was probably, I mean, honestly, because I was probably still playing the mission, like the main part of RDR2.
Yeah.
RDR.
Did you jump into
Oh.
the Division 2 with us? I'm going through my YouTube channel, which is great to have this. And I can sit here and go, what was I uploading at the time? It was Star Citizen, Arma 3, a shit ton of Warzone, Red Dead Online, and Division 2. A lot of games.
RDRO came out November 27th, 2018. But I was
did it?
still
Oh.
grinding online.
Oh, it was the PC version. So no, you weren't there because you didn't have a PC yet, piece of shit.
I wasn't. So
We
I
had
was
so much
playing
fun. Oh my
Red Dead
God,
Online,
Russ.
but I was not playing it with anybody else.
Oh,
Shut up.
dude, so
Shut up.
much good. Like just,
Not even
I've
talking
never
to
felt
you.
closer to friends in my life. You know, than that time it was so nice.
Honestly, it was probably Ghost of Tsushima that I played the most of that year. Because I did play Ghost of Tsushima for a long time. Because that was a really, really good game. Like, if you haven't played it, Beef, right? You like Sly Cooper. It's made by Sucker Punch.
What game? Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah. It is
Wait,
essentially
Sucker
like
Punch still exists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a new game
Oh
coming
shit!
Yeah. Sony has
Ghost
a
of
bottom.
Yote.
Yeah. Give
Yeah.
it time. Give it time.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that Sucker Punch still existed. I thought they just fell off the face of the earth after Sly Cooper. I haven't looked into that.
Yeah, and so like Ghost of Tsushima is essentially like, what if Sly Cooper existed in feudal Japan and was a real person? Because it definitely gave
Shit.
some of those vibes, and like especially once you learn to sneak and you're like dropping poison in their like their grog barrels. So it's almost like if you ever played like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. It's got a little bit of flavoring of that. It's got a little flavoring of Sly Cooper, and a lot of flavoring of just butchering people and samurai movies.
God, I love butchering people.
Oh my god, they made Infamous?
Yeah, you didn't know that? They've been around
Dude,
for a long
I
time,
had
man.
no idea.
Yeah.
I thought they just
What a
fell off
moment
after
for
Sly
He's
Cooper.
Nope.
Did
They're still around.
Native, did you play Hyperscape at all during COVID? That was that
No, I
BR
played-
from was Ubisoft, I think, who tried to get in the when BRs were the big thing. And it
I
was
played
out
one
for like a
game
month.
during COVID, bro, and it wasn't that. Like, I was one of those other essential workers, and but then we ended up getting like a month because I work on military base, right? For at the time for DoD, and I would have to do like meetings, like for like about a month or so. Like I was from the house, and I'd have to do meetings with my people, and then with my management, you know. So it'd be like I would have like my phone, you know, and it would just be set up, and I'd be in the garage, right? And behind my phone was a bunch of empty beer cans. Like I started drinking early as fuck. You know? It was
Yeah.
awesome. And I'd just be like, okay, taking notes and whatnot. It was great. But I played nothing but Sea of Thieves during that time.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sea of
Yeah.
Thieves.
Sea of Thieves
And it
is
was
great.
only because my son was like, Dad, do you wanna, and he was a little bit younger. He's I mean, obviously that was what, 4 years ago, so or something like that. he was, I don't know, 14, 13, something like that. And he asked, he's like, Dad, do you want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean? I was like, yeah, cool. I've never watched this movies before, so yeah, let's check it out. And I was like, I started watching it and I was into it, bro. I went to the Classics, which is the liquor store on Post. I bought me the rum, the Kraken bottle.
Yeah.
You know? I started getting, I just went full pirate. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's pirate in my blood. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a game that's like a pirate simulator. Went in, bro. I made Pirate Legend in, I think, like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Holy shit, that's impressive.
Hard.
Yeah.
I went hard in that game. It was so much fun. It was all Sea of Thieves.
That is a game I have always wanted to play, but I feel like it's something that is probably boring as fuck by yourself.
No.
Nah,
I mean, it's definitely way more
you
fun
gotta
with
sloop,
people, but it's
crash into somebody and ruin their day for no reason.
So good, dude.
That is a game.
Everything.
If
Native.
anybody,
We need to play native.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'm down.
I will get
will-
it specifically to play with you guys because I've heard they've made some really cool changes.
Yeah, I
to
haven't
it,
touched
too.
it in a couple years, and yeah, I've heard the same thing.
yeah, I would be down to get that and play that.
Well,
'cause
just for fun, then,
would be fun.
we had our most anticipated game coming out in 2025. What is your most anticipated game you'll probably go back to in 2025?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I think I've already started on mine.
What is it?
Valheim.
Yeah, great answer, buddy.
Because my brother-in-law Egg, he
Who I
was
adore.
like, "Hey, we started a server where we're all kind of starting from scratch. If you want to jump on that." He had got my sister-in-law into it, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'll jump in, dude." It's eaten me up, eaten everything that I have up because it's like it's just one of those things. I just killed bone mass.
Oh,
So now I'm in the mountains. So today was my first day in the mountains, and so they've made some changes, some tweaks, right? So it takes so long to ferment meads, and they are so much more essential. And I don't have a wolf cloak, and so I'm relying on these frost resist potions to survive in the mountains until I can get that freaking wolf head trophy.
it's so annoying.
So that I can throw on this cape, and I'm like, this sucks. I have died so many times because I finally got up. I was looking for silver, right? I found a frost cave, and I was like, great, frost cave. And I like ran in, and it's great because you're no longer ticking down and you're freezing. Got a bunch of Fenrir pelts. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to see if I can find, I've got some frost resist potions. I'm going to see if I can find a silver vein. And I don't know, maybe it's just the mountain that I'm at. There are like 3 different dragon egg spawns. So there are 3 different drake spawns. And then I got up where the silver is at, and this freaking Titan Goliath dude popped up. And then, because I died to him, of course, because they hit like a freaking truck. And then, so I'm trying to get back up there so I can just throw a portal down so I can get my silver. And these freaking wolves, because it would be dark every time I'd go into the mountains, and the wolves would be killing me. And I've gone through so much food, and I've gone through so many freaking potions, because I haven't even made it all the way through, like, 1 potion. But I finally got my portal set up, so now I can get there. But now I'm waiting, because it takes like 3 in-game days to ferment the freaking mead potion to get the frost resist. And I'm just like, yeah. So Valheim. Valheim is the answer.
I've been tempted to start over a few times. It's there's a part of me, I love all the new
It's
shit.
so much fun,
But there's
though.
a part of me that's like wants to just cut it off at like a certain point and just be like, you can't go past here. Because it's just, there's a certain point,
Dude.
it's just still, you're still
I jumped
fucking
in-
trying to survive. And you get to a point where you're just like, no, everything matters nothing to me.
So
I am a
here's what
god.
really sucks. So I came into this server, and whoever else is on this server, they like speed ran through everything. Like, luckily they have the raids turned off, so at least I haven't had to worry about that. Thank goodness. But so I like my first night, I'm in the meadows, and the Fuelings popped up because they've already killed what's his name, and I was like, are you? So I'm just running away from them in the dark. Luckily, they only pop up in the dark, but I'm like, because I don't want them near my house because they'll destroy it because it's just this little wood cabin. I'm like,
Safety.
That is a game. From hearing you guys talk about it, like it is a game I've thought about getting as well, because
It's a
that's a
special
survival.
experience.
It's a survival based building kind of
Yeah.
game too, isn't it?
And it's a vibe,
Yeah.
dude. Oh yeah. There's times where it is just like panic inducing screaming, hoping shit'll die. And there's times where it's just like, I'm really surprised that this art style is this pretty. And the music is just hitting and you're watching the sunset doing nothing. You're just like, this is nice. Or you're just building for 3 hours, again, listening to the music or talking with your friends and building a community, like legitly building a community. It's so fun.
And there's something to be
sounds like
said
fun.
for the survival aspects, but I really like if I want to chill, like Clear Night server where you can just build whatever you want as long as you have the what's it
Recipe
called?
unlocked. Or the
Yeah, the recipe
blueprint.
unlocked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things. Is just being like, all right, well, I've gone off and done the thing. Now I'm just gonna sit here and build for a minute.
Well, what about you, Beef? What is a game that you are most looking forward to getting back into this year?
It's a hard one because there's a lot of games. Like I said, I would like to get back into Sly Cooper, but that's a financial investment I'd have to make.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a lot of other shit I like spending money on. So it's the predicament of that would be really cool, but there's a lot of other shit I'd rather do, and I already know what'll happen. So what's going to happen is I would buy it, and then I'm still not going to feel like playing it because I'm going to get online. So I have this terrible thing called FOMO, and it is crippling.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like it is crippling. Like earlier when Native and Ranger were doing the podcast, I was at my son's wrestling practice. It was very hard for me to not just take my phone, go out to the car, and just join the
Leave
podcast
your
from my
son.
phone
Oh.
and sit in the car.
Yeah.
No, I would have stayed. But I would have. So there's a lot of piece of shit parents out there. You know that? Like,
Oh, yes.
dude, like these people will bring their kids to wrestling on day one, not having met or interacted with any of these coaches, dump their kid off and dip out for an hour and a half. And it's
Yeah, we're
like,
not-
dude, how do you not like?
and
Well,
good
now
reviews on Yelp.
yeah,
exactly.
really.
Well, they're just they signed them up. They're just like, fuck yeah. Parents that are just like, fuck yeah, I get to be away from my kid for an hour. It's like, come on.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
see it as babysitting.
Yeah.
And it's like that shit's fun. And like I do have a kind of a relationship with the head coach at least, because like his son's been on my boys' baseball team multiple times. Like we've interacted enough times that I trust this guy. But like, I'm not even gonna get into that story. Not everybody. There's no reason to trust that shit. But anyway, yeah, the whole FOMO thing is just like, yeah, like I can't stand to miss out. So like if I see a bunch of people online playing Rivals, I want to get the fuck in there. Like I want to play Rivals. If there's an opening in so here's the thing. Helldivers comes second to Rivals. If nobody's playing Rivals and there's an opening for Helldivers, I will jump into Helldivers.
Hell yeah, dude.
But Rivals has to come first because I've been obsessed with that shit. Not as much as some of these other guys though. Like these dudes that have been hitting Lord already on these characters, and I'm like, I've been playing a good bit. I have like 30 couple hours in the game. I've been bouncing around on characters, but still, like I've only made like 3 characters. None of them are anywhere near Lord. So I don't know how much fucking time it takes on one character just to get to Lord. But like,
I don't know if it's time as much as like, dare I say it, skill. You know what I mean?
yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
If you were
you're
going to
doing
say
great.
that was.
Native, are you
in
fucking
essence-
Lord on anything, you piece of shit?
No, but I'm like Centurion on one and close on a bunch of others because I fill, you know? I'll let you guys play what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm a
because
team
you're,
player.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're a
In
team
essence,
player.
what
You're
I'm-
such a nice guy, piece of shit.
What
Until
I'm
we start
hearing-
losing, and then
Don't
I
say
go
it,
Hawkeye,
Russ.
and then we win.
Russ, if you say it, Beef swears to God, he will fucking leave right now.
What I'm hearing, Slice, is that it's a skill issue.
Best jokes come full circle, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Slice.
It took everything. We were playing Star Citizen, and Russ was getting really mad.
Oh my gosh, I was so pissed.
And
oh my God.
and everyone together took a breath in, and you could tell all of us wanted, because what he was complaining about, we all wanted to say skill issue, and he cuts everyone off and goes, "I swear to God, if any of you right now say skill issue, I am leaving right now."
Okay. That's not the entire story, because
And that's
they
the
had
whole
said
story.
skill issue
Whole
several
story.
times
That's it.
already.
That's all there is to know about that
and
story.
I was like, and I could feel myself getting madder and madder.
Oh, we could too.
Because the first time it's fine. Like okay, yeah. No, I know. And then my ship blew up just taking out of the hangar. And I was like,
is kind of a skill issue.
And they have been saying skill issue the entire time. And I've already died several times and lost all my stuff because Star Citizen can be a buggy mess. And they go, and I knew the joke was coming, and I was like, look, if somebody says skill issue, I'm gonna lose it.
It was such good timing because you could hear everyone audibly breathe in to say it, and you were like, "No."
Well, and he said that. So, Native, you got to get this perspective. So, Fudd was not streaming, but I was just chilling with them in Discord, and so Fudd had his face cam up. I did not have Russ's face cam, and I wish I would have, because that would have made it that much funnier.
So mad.
Russ, were you looking at the camera? Because it was pretty good.
He probably was.
I was. I was.
It was a lot of don't say it. I was going looking at the camera.
Fudd's face. You could see how many fibers of his being it took for him to not immediately say skill issue.
Well, and I knew.
Too funny.
I knew where he was at, and I knew that he was just being funny. And I was like, I'm not in the mood for this. If you say this right now, this might be the end of our 20-year friendship. This might be it.
Honestly,
that might be the line.
Totally worth it.
I wasn't far enough.
Podcast is over, folks. Russ left, but here's a great story.
Oh my gosh. I was so mad.
Native. Question for you, buddy. What game are you most anticipated coming back into your life this year?
Oh man, I thought about that while you guys were conversating, and I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, how old does this game need to be? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it could have been 2 years, last year. I don't care. Something you haven't played in a while, but it's going to come. You're like, this might come back into my rotation.
Do you mind if I put a variation on the?
Yeah.
What is the game that you think that you will be playing the most this year that is not coming out this year?
That's
Rivals, probably.
Yeah, that was
Rivals.
That was a dumb question, Russell.
Yeah, Rivals and Power World for sure. But a game like
that's so stupid. I can't believe that's what your stupid little brain came up with.
Honestly, I've been thinking about like loading back up, or I should say reinstalling Destiny just to see where it's at. To see where it's at. And like I've heard we got some people in the community that still play it, regularly.
And they need help.
HE Tech, he's the only one that plays it regularly.
He's the only one.
Say not people, but like like I hear little things or something pops up on a feed of Destiny, or on Twitter or something like that. It's like, oh, it's kind of interesting, but I kind of just like, nah. Oh, what's this Rivals where, I don't know, Jeff is eating everybody and going through a portal from, something like that, and that catches my attention better. But like, I'm thinking about like doing.
Screw Jeff.
Fuck Jeff.
Have you seen the video where someone does the Doctor Strange portal, bottom and top, and then someone else pops the Luna ult and falls into it, and it's like a disco ball just. Oh, it's so funny.
I've seen the one where Jeff goes through it, and they start playing that Jeff music. Like, that's dope. Like, I love that. But yeah, no, honestly, like, I mean, outside of Power World, that's been out, but hasn't been out for 2 years. This was last February or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think Destiny is something I plan on loading up and like just checking out, see where it's at, because the game has so much lore and potential, and they just have done a bad job with it over the past couple of years. And I just wish that they would just drop a Destiny 3, just wipe everything, start over fresh. I'd be down.
Put the Leviathan back in the game, and I'll play it once a month to run people through that.
I heard some Dreadnought's back or something like that. So like I was it'd be kind of cool to go back to the Dreadnought, I think because it's the last act or whatever of the year.
I'd rather Dread not play.
See, I'd like if they introduced like the old raids back in, like that would be. I would be more inclined to go back in because there are a lot of them that I never did. I never did Vault of Glass. I never did.
In right now.
The Taken King one.
That's in right now.
King's Fall's there. Yeah.
Yeah. King's Fall. Yeah.
I
haven't done any of the Destiny.
They took a lot of the Destiny 2 raids out so they could put the old ones in as new content.
That seems weird. But I never got to do any of the Destiny ones. I barely got to finish Callus.
He's not even moving.
I know he's very good at that. It is scary good. Like, it is scary how good he is.
His eyes are not moving or anything. How is he doing that?
I can't tell you the number of times that I've thought his video has frozen.
Oh, all the time. It's so funny.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
A lot of practice. So my dad beat me a lot growing up, so I had to, freeze and play.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Because his dad is kind of like a T-Rex.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If he's not moving, he can't see him.
Exactly. So, Dad, if you ever listen to this, I miss the beatings. My dad is amazing.
My dad
didn't beat me enough. I deserved it way more than I got.
So beautiful.
Oh man,
he got the screen capture.
And now I got it forever.
Now I am not moving.
Got it forever.
Oh my
it's
God,
the exact same pose too. Like
literally,
it is exactly the same. That is what is the most impressive.
It's just mirrored.
Could you imagine if I moved in front of a screenshot and I was like, it was a screenshot for me too?
You tap me on my back and I'm like, whoa.
Oh, how'd you do that?
Come from?
Hell yeah. For me, honestly, I'm really tempted. I've talked about it a couple times with a few people to get into what was it? Let me find it on my Steam list again. Do a Ghost Recon Wildlands playthrough with a bunch of people.
Oh yeah,
I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, you and I were talking about that.
Yeah. I really wanted to. And also,
were you Breakpoint? No,
I've never touched Breakpoint. I want to get through all of Wildlands and then go into Breakpoint. Yeah,
Breakpoint. Let me know when you do that because I miss Breakpoint and the PvP was fun.
I took that out. Yeah.
Really, really, really fun. And let me know when you hit Breakpoint. I'm down.
Actually, I'd really like to play that with you, Native, because I have a feeling you'd have some really good. It would be fun. The role play aspects of that would be really fun with you.
Yeah, it's a good game. And
another one is it popped on my Facebook feed from last time I'd played it with actually Bill Nye from the Discord. It was 9 years ago. We were rocking and rolling in Arma 3, and I've been very tempted to get back into that.
9 years ago.
Fucking love Arma 3.
Now, did you say though in 2020 you were playing it as well?
The last time me and him played it together.
Oh, the two of you. Okay.
Yeah, we played it a ton, and it's still my most played game on Steam to this day. And I've been very tempted to get back into that.
Never played it, but I would try it.
It's again one of those simulations. So it's very intricate and and intense. And if you don't play everything slow and careful and tactical, you're dead.
Yeah, no, I'd still be totally down for trying stuff like that.
And it's fun to get in like some servers out there where like there's still servers running. I check every once in a while that are packed with people, and you have people that are all they're doing is flying helicopters to and from main base to the AO and dropping people off, and you can Halo jump in and taking jeeps and tanks, and there's a bunch of side objectives all over the map, and people are dividing and conquering, and it's so fun.
And the game's still active?
Oh, very much so. Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
They just came out, I think, last year, like Arma Reforger. I need to look into more what that is. But it's not Arma 4, but it's like a step in between. I think they're playing with some tech, so I definitely want to check that out. But for games coming back around, Arma 3 I'm very interested in. But yeah, let's check out some Reforger sometime, Native.
All right, I'm down.
All right, sick. Well, anything else before we get out of here, folks?
I love you guys' faces.
We can't see Natives right now, but when I close my eyes, I picture it. Oh, I have it in my wallet. I can just look at that.
Oh, that's cute. Is it right next to the photos of my neighbors?
It is. Yeah. Your neighbors are so photogenic.
I
Discord is shitting on me. Oh no. Wow. This is bad. I'm sure you guys can hear me just fine. Discord is shitting on me right now.
What?
Whoa. Recording side here, Discord is absolutely shitting the bed right now. So please hold. It's bad. I might leave and come back and see what happens. Yeah, come on. What's going on here? Stream side, everything's still solid. Internet still solid, but Discord is shitting on me. I got red bars for my connection into Discord. I'm not editing any of this out. Watching Russ move in slow motion is great, though. I think it's coming back.
Oh, is everybody back?
Maybe.
I think so. It looks like it.
Did it go berserk for everyone or just me?
That was nuts.
Okay, so it went crazy for
so
everyone?
that was not just me?
Okay, good. I was so worried it was just me.
I think it was everybody. I think it was Discord.
Woo! That made me feel a lot better. I was like, I'm streaming right now, so I can see what my internet's doing, and it's doing great. So it makes you feel better that everyone got shit on by Discord. Who was making a comment?
Fuck if I know, dude.
I think everybody was making a comment.
I think it was you. If there was anything before we get out of here, is where.
Oh yeah, anything before we want to get out of here, and then Discord was like, "I've got something to say."
I said something about having a waifu pillow of native.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Yeah. I didn't hear that. I heard you breathe, and then it was robotics. That was good. Anyway, sweet.
I was gonna say another game that I plan on playing a lot this year. Baldur's Gate 3, because they've got an update coming that's going to introduce Barbarian Path of the Giant. And
that sounds a little bit
down for that.
It rhymes with Sherp Serious.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to make Perk Serious in Baldur's Gate 3, baby.
That's so exciting. I love that. Well,
Perk Serious is probably one of my favorite characters that I've played so far. And it's mostly because of the group.
The group
and
is
you
really
as a GM,
good.
because it has made playing him just a blast.
And we got to do it tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I can't
And then I'm on
God.
Blueberry Lounge. I got to spend 3 nights in a row with Native this week.
That's what I was telling Ranger earlier. I was like, FUD 3 days in a row, bro.
This is
I don't know if I can
great.
handle it.
Well,
I don't know
we'll
if my
see.
liver's gonna be able to handle it.
You're happy now. We'll see how you feel. You know, the podcast will start and you'll be like, God fucking damn it, he showed up.
Yeah, right. Bro.
That's the way I feel.
The rest of the guys are
Yeah.
super excited too. I'll tell you that much. They're super excited.
I got sweaty DM me. I was taking a shit earlier. And
I
sweaty
saw that.
Sweaty DM. Did he tell you about it? He sent me this. He's like, sorry to bother you, buddy, but like, man, it'd be so fun to have you on our podcast sometime soon. We're a little busy right now, but I want to get something set up. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm on it Saturday. And he's like, oh, I'm dumb. Bye-bye. And just like laughed.
He screenshotted it and sent it to our host chat. Like we went over this just last weekend. I was like, all right, here's the guest for the show for the month, all the way up until like February or whatever. And I was like, okay, we got it. I because I control the calendar and shit like that, and like put who we're having and try to organize a little bit. And like it's been a discussion like in our own little host chat that we have. It's just so funny because he's like, I feel like an idiot.
It was so funny.
So me and
it made
Cutterson
my
started
day.
ragging hard. Me and Cutterson like, yeah.
As you should.
Well,
I like that, having it
yes.
planned out. Russ, when do we plan stuff?
The day of.
Got it. Cool. Yep. Checked out.
If we're lucky, we'll usually have like an idea in our planning that nobody has acknowledged maybe a couple of days before. Right. One of us will be on top of it and we'll put a suggestion for what we want to talk about this week, like a couple of days before, but the other person won't see it. And then it's like, it'll be like an hour before when we're like, hey, are we still good for the podcast tonight? And then we'll be like, hey, did you have a chance to look at that message? And the other person will be like,
I am right now. Yeah.
yeah.
When I say we make everything up on the spot, at 100%. Well, like having you guys on the show, like I think it was a week ago. I was like, I'm gonna ask a couple people on to do this discussion. This will be fun. I'm like, I've got plenty of time. And it was like Monday. I was like, I'll ask everyone tomorrow. And then today I was like, the show is tonight. I should probably DM some people.
Yeah, they DM us at like 2:00 in the afternoon. And
Yeah.
Talks with me about it.
That makes me feel so much better about the fact that I didn't see the message, because I was like, oh, I need to check JSG planning. And then I completely forgot about it. And then this afternoon, I was like, I haven't heard from FUD. I wonder if we're even doing the podcast tonight.
And then I texted you like 3 minutes before. Yeah. It's like, hey, you're still good, right? Yeah. So if you want to listen to some podcasts that are actually organized and are hosted well, and aren't a dumpster fire at all times, and they don't record just for themselves, Native, you're in 2 glorious ones. Do you want to tell us about those and then where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me, Native Raider, N8iv R8R on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and in the Discords. This Discord here with ELMMERFUDD Games and Power World Podcasts, Blueberry Lounge, and a bunch of others. As far as the podcast go, though, we got Blueberry Lounge. That's the one that I've been with Sweaty almost from the beginning, episode 3 or something like that. And we're, I think, 86 will be your episode.
Ooh.
I think it's number 86. Kind of a general gaming type thing. Started kind of Destiny-ish, and then veered off. Obviously, it's happening a lot.
Yeah, we don't know anything about that. Weird.
A weird
Just
thing
some
to
guardians or no?
No, what? Weird.
And then, of course, Power World podcast, which I started with Sweaty initially at the very beginning. I think a week after the drop of the game itself. Back February of last year, and Beef is with us, as well as Arvel and Wayne Ranger. Like, it's us 3 that are sitting there and tackling and keep up to speed on everything. It's Power World intensive. We got private servers over there. We got one for both the Steam version and as well for Xbox, and eventually when it comes out, we'll probably get another private community server for PlayStation as well.
Together.
But yeah, it's kind of what we do. That's what we talk about. And if you're looking for something organized, like Blueberry Lounge, we're trying to get a little bit together because it was just a drunken haze for the last 6 months. So we're trying to get a little bit better about it. But we got some exciting guests coming on outside of just FUD next week, of course. But yeah, that's where you can find me and my podcasts. That was awesome.
Get out!
That was a good test. Let's go! Hype.
You almost kept it together the entire time. Oh, he's got to go beat his kids.
I love how. Did anybody else hear him scream, "I'll break your legs"?
Yeah. Oh, I love FUD. Don't worry. The kids screaming in the background won't nothing to worry about.
You are awesome.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, you give me a little heart hand and everything. That's adorable.
Where were we?
Did you leave a mark?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just say she's going to be really good at holding still when she gets older, too.
No. You just use a sock full of oranges, and then you don't have to worry about more.
I'm dreaming.
I just listened to that Saturday. Yesterday.
It's my favorite fact of all time. And it comes up almost daily. Good old Bing Crosby. Beat his kids with socks full of oranges. Classic. Good man. Amen. Hey, Beef, did we get to you yet?
No.
Hey, man, where are all the places you're at, man? We've waxed poetic about you quite a few times, but you are such a great addition, not just to us, but to so many of these communities, man. I legitly have loved having you around, man.
Oh, what a blush.
And you're so beautiful, too.
You really
This is my first time actually getting to see your beautiful face, and it is gorgeous.
Oh, well, I knew there was something different about this. I was like, I don't think I've sat and actually, so before I get my I got to gush a little bit here. So,
go ahead.
You have to, it's a weird thing I've learned with these different communities.
I don't know why
when you watch content creators, right? When you watch them as a viewer, you feel like you've got this really strong connection with them, right? Because if I put it in perspective, I've listened to how many hours, I think I've listened to the last 30 episodes of JSG, the most recent 30. Yeah. It was the whole way back to 2022, I think is what I've listened back to. Might not be 30
Whoa,
episodes.
whoa, man.
That's not
Yeah,
that long
so-
ago, Russ, because we definitely
That's
didn't record all
not.
at 23.
Yeah, no, there was a big gap there. But I've listened to a good chunk. So like, it makes you feel like you have this connection with someone, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you have to have the reality check that when you go into that conversation with that person. Now, like you guys, I've interacted with both, like all of you guys at different points in time, right? But like one of the first times I interacted with Native, because like you guys, I've had pre-established relationships with prior to coming on here, so it wasn't too bad. I was still like shitting my pants, nervous coming on here when you guys when you guys asked me to be on.
Did you change your
But
pants?
well, I had to change them this morning when you asked me to be on the show. I had to change them after the show and get a shower.
Do you
It's
still
just a good thing
have
there's
them?
not smell-o-vision.
I do if you want to smell them.
I'd love to see them.
He would buy your poopy pants.
I will gladly buy your poopy pants. Yeah, you have to tear them in half and ship them to our different addresses, or we could
Yeah,
share them. We're gonna go to divorce
What?
court over these
like
poopy
a
pants.
sister. Well, we could do like sisterhood
Sister
of
to the traveling poopy pants.
Yeah. We'll just send them back
JSG
and
giveaway.
forth.
Yeah.
That and my flesh shorts. that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just-
Oh
Yoink.
fuck. God, that's probably some of the hardest I've ever laughed is that one, Russ.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Well, where do people find you, Beef? Again, I love you, and you're a great addition to everything. And just thank you for being hands-on with everybody. I really enjoy you.
I like it when
put
he
my
hands
hands on
with
you.
me.
Oh, couldn't have it. Couldn't have it. Trying to flirt with you, and I can't even get away with it. So you can find me officially on Power Podcast, Native Raider. My God,
Take your time.
Native Raider and Aralawan Ranger asked me to be a co-host with them, and I was very excited to accept that, and then immediately bailed on them today for recording. So that was exciting.
Classic.
Yep, classic. So you can find me over there though, Power Podcast. Been on a couple episodes of Blueberry Lounge, the other podcast the Native hosts. Let's see. You find me in a bunch of different Discords. Obviously, your Discord, ELMMERFUDD Games, Space Mafia, Astronaut Arcade Podcast, a bunch of different other ones. Yeah, but I don't have any like socials or anything like that. I do technically have a Twitch account, and for some reason, I have like 3 followers, and I've posted nothing. So that's exciting.
Find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clicking and follow the number 4.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's where you can find me at. Yeah, I got the notification on my phone. ELMMERFUDD Games is now following.
Let's go, baby. Rusty
Excited.
Poo, my dear darling,
Yes.
where are you at, man?
I don't know.
In your
you can
headspace.
find me. You can definitely find me in my headspace most of the time. You can find me Jackal7250 on here on the Discord. I don't know. I have an ex
I figured you've dated a lot over the years.
Twitter. I guess I do have those too. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, drjex. That's JEX0725. You can find me on here. I am semi-responsive. I just have a hard time with social media in general.
You could have
I am
taken
not as
social media out
responsive
of
as
there.
I should be.
He just has a hard time.
I have a hard time responding to people. I am a very I am super antisocial. And so I am like I just I get anxious when I get too many notifications on my phone. So that's why I don't have Discord turned on most of the time on my phone. So that's why it takes me a while to respond to people. But I love you guys. You can find me here every Thursday, most Thursdays. We've been pretty consistent lately at 8 Central Time. You can find me.
This is part of the outro thing I do. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm taking it from you.
You're
It's
stepping in my
mine
lane.
now.
I will fuck you up.
You can also find me when we play D&D every other Friday. Again, that's 8 Central. And then I think we have another D&D campaign that you'll probably be streaming too.
Stop
right?
knocking on the door, I'll kill you. Sorry. Keep going.
That is on the opposite Saturdays of the Friday campaign.
Correct.
Yeah.
She is going
Ian.
ape wild on that door.
I can hear it.
What?
It's Thursday night. It's not even Friday night.
I do have to interject while Fudd's having his little detour there. So, on a recent episode of JSG, Russ pointed out that his new wardrobe is going to be decorative t-shirt with flannel overshirt. And that is exactly what he is wearing right now.
Wow, good memory. Ooh, it looks nice.
I love it.
That's your
You
color.
stuck
I'm
buddy.
with
bringing
your
it back. I'm bringing it back, people.
I can't
It's
see
all
them, but
coming
it
back
brings
around.
your earlobes out 100%. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, there it is. Oh, yeah.
That's a crisp haircut, too.
The hair, the little fall down on the side, bro. It gets me every time.
It's
I'm not gonna
so
lie.
good.
You know,
Locks.
let me just say this. This is not intentional, but I am so happy that it happens every time. Like it is just
He's
like whenever
always
it,
had that
like
too.
it comes across, and I'm like, oh man, I may not have a lot going for me, but at least I have my hair.
Yeah, your hair's doing what I wish mine did.
Guys,
Henry
can I just
Cavill
tell
has
you?
nothing on you.
Oh, when you're
No, I
going
don't
in
know
for a
about that,
kiss
man.
with Russ, and like your hand can just brush through that the little fall
I
part
mean,
there, and then you reach for the back of his neck. It's just nothing like it in the world.
I like it when you grab the back of my hair, pull me in. Bud does it every time.
Oh, every time. I have to get on a box though because he's taller than me, but it's a pretty sexy box. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, speaking
your
of sexy
kids-
boxes, what the hell's happening to my life?
Dude, is your wife beating your kids in the background?
No, they just they have my personality.
Oh,
So I don't think I need to go
Oh,
any further
no.
than that.
The mini
So,
fuds. Let's
it's-
go.
it's
The mini
fun.
fud army.
My daughter's actually a couple times like outwitted me, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. She's so fast.
It's happening.
What else is happening is the ending of this show, episode 134 of Just Some Gamers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us as we discussed games of 2025 we're excited for, games we're excited to have back into our lives, why the beginning of COVID was so beautiful, and why we love each other. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Sorry, for those of us that were essential, it was great. Non-essential piece of shit. When we do this show is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern on my Twitch channel, which I'll begin saying here very shortly. We are on podcatchers all over the place. All of them. We're on them. I've double checked.
Double M, double D.
skill issue.
Join us next week for mutual chaos and utter incompetency.
On what?
Fuck you.
On Just Some Guardians. I've been waiting 2 hours to say that.